Where's my other camera? It's open. Where's it at? There we go. There we go. Now we've got everything. Alright, that was a little bit slow this morning. That maybe my computer needs coffee. Alrighty then. Good morning. How is everybody? Okay, it looks like to me that there's some shadowing right here. I had to bring in an extra light because it's going to be rainy today, and I wanted you guys to be able to see, but when I turned the light off, the shadowing was there too. So I don't know if it's just me or if it's really in the camera, but I need the extra lighting today because it's very cloudy outside. So it may be something that we just have to deal with for today. I am going to be working on the Allison Davis 6x6 Facebook group paper pad class. Sketch 3. I don't know if I just said that. I'm still working on my coffee. It is due, tomorrow's week 3, so it'll be due tomorrow. But I have some things to do with my daughter. In fact, she's coming in later on today. And I needed to get it filmed and get it photographed, so tomorrow I can just pop it into the group and call it good, call it done. So we are going to play with sketch 3. As always, I am allowed to show you my sketch. I'm not allowed to show you Allison's original sketch. That was just one thing that she asked in the group, and you know what? I can abide by that. That is not too much to ask. So let me get situated here. I have a cup of coffee. I have my photos. I went ahead and did one thing. I made my title, and I went ahead and stitched it because I didn't want to put adhesive on the vellum. So while I was getting everything organized and picking out papers and whatnot, I went ahead and just stitched the title so that I wouldn't have to have adhesive or staples or anything like that on the vellum. So this is some spare vellum in case I need it, that I may be able to cut into flags. So that's just spare. This is a very old, it just looks like a sparkly piece of black, but it's not. It actually has, and I don't know if it'll pick up on the camera. Let me take it out of the envelope. Many moons ago, close to my heart, sold. Can you just see on the back? There you go. You can see a little bit. It is hearts and stars and triangles and circles. And it is black, shiny glitter paper. Many moons ago, close to my heart. So there you go. Sold their embellishments as 6x6s. And this is part of the grab bag that I received out of one of my retreats with Janine. So I want to try and use some of the stars, possibly. So that's what this is. The one 6x6 piece of pattern paper. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Hold on, I'll get it. The one 6x6 piece of pattern paper that I'm using, that calls for in the sketch, is coming out of the Pack Your Bags Cartabella 6x6 paper square or paper pad. And then I also have the ephemeras and the tags from the same line. Now, I have never bought 6x6 paper pads before, so I picked up Pack Your Bags and I picked up the cats, because I have so many kitten pictures from this year and last year that I need to scrap, that I went and just picked up a 6x6 of the kittens papers. And see, this is where I didn't realize how useful 6x6 could be, because say you've got some kitten pictures that you want to do, but you don't want to buy a whole collection of pet paper because you've only got 3, 4, 5, 6 pictures to do. That's where a 6x6 paper pad comes in handy, and I just never, it didn't click in my brain until I started taking these classes that 6x6 paper pads have a place, 12x12 paper has a place. You know, you just kind of get stuck in a rut of what you're used to, and you don't get yourself out of that rut, this is where I am at the moment. So I have this paper pad, I have the kittens, and then close to my heart came out with a 6x6 bundle, this catalog that I went ahead and purchased. So, but for these papers, I pulled out a piece of the bus line. It actually looks like London buses, but for this trip we rode the big red bus, which is a tour bus. Most of the cities have the big red buses. I'll explain that in just a minute. But it's got little roads and buses and gas stations and cars and that type of thing. It seemed appropriate. So let me put this away. And if you've noticed, this is my version of Jamie's. It is Sunday morning. I don't feel like getting dressed. This is my version of Jamie's. So we're in Jamie's. Okay, so this is the paper that I'm going to be using. It struck me. And then I'm pulling the background paper. The cabs. I don't know if you can see the cabs, but the cabs kind of match the background paper. So I thought, okay, that'll work. I want to put that over by my coffee. And then the pictures are all of the different museums that we went to in Washington. So let me get all the little embellishments out that I picked out that may or may not be used. I can always pop them right back in to the embellishments package. Here is my journaling that I already did. And all of my photos. Now there it is. And then this is just a spare, I'm working off into the corner over here. Y'all yell at me if I do that. This is just a spare piece of paper that I'm keeping just in case I need it. And do I want light or dark, or doesn't matter on this one, okay. So as usual, I'm putting my labels on the back. And I'm also going to write week 3. Because I think when we're done, I may do a layout flip through. So let's just see. So 4x6. Three by 3. 3 by 3. 3 by 5. 3 by 5. I may have to mat these. Or I may have to go with black because these are blending into the background a little more than I want. I think I may want to go with black. Or inch, I can do a 10. 1.5 from the top. 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. I can do a 10-inch black. And then have that be a matte. Or I can do an 11-inch matte. That would work. Let's do an 11-inch black matte. So 11 by 12. And then I'll need to mat that so it shows up. So I'll do that on French vanilla. Okay. So I need 11 by 12. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so let's get one down. And then we'll do the other one. Are you gonna go get in your box, baby biscuit? I'm just eyeballing. Really? Okay, so I need French vanilla in 3 by 5. Okay. Okay, so let's lay this out one more time. this is where sometimes your trimmer doesn't trim exactly where you need it. So I've got a hole there. This is fine. Okay, so we'll just finish laying that out real fast before I stick anything down there. Three by 5, 3 by 5. Three by 3 and 3 by 3. Okay. Well, I guess the only thing I can do is just lay it out, lay it down, and see what we end up with. I still have some embellishing to do, of course. I want to do some stitching. I want to do the flags. So let's just stick it and see what happens. I'm putting things on crooked. Yes, I am. Okay, this must not be full 6 by 6. What you doing, baby biscuit? I didn't put it on crooked, but that's an easy fix. Okay. This one needs to be the last one we put on. Correct? Correct. Okay. That needs to be the first one. And then these two. Okay. Perfect. So what these photos are, now that I've got my thinking part of it over, is this is just a few photos of every I gotta trim this one a little bit, of every museum that we went to. In the DC area. So that'll work. Okay. And a lot of these photos are from my sister-in-law's camera. I was, see, look, it didn't go out there either. I was in a wheelchair most of the time because when we do a lot of walking or sightseeing, or especially like in a museum and stuff, if a wheelchair is available, I go ahead and utilize that because it means that I can keep up with the family easier. With the cerebral palsy, sometimes a lot of standing will get me, or I can't walk as long as the family does. So walking in between museums, taking the big red bus, which is a city tour bus, those help. But my poor little nephew, there were times he was literally helping to hold me up during some of the walking if it was somewhere that the bus didn't go, or we decided that, you know, it's not worth riding the full loop of the bus just to go, you know, a mile down the road. So a lot of times he would either help hold me up or help me navigate, because Washington's a very old city, so they've got uneven streets and cobblestone sometimes and brick, and he did a fabulous job. But if we did a museum, I would take that time, get a wheelchair, rest. One of the kids would push me around, my brother-in-law would push me around, and, you know, rest, still be able to see, and then go on to the next attraction. But a lot of these from wheelchair height, I wouldn't have got good pictures. That was this long drawn out story. I wouldn't have gotten good pictures from wheelchair height. Vantage points. So these are from my sister-in-law's camera. Okay, I'm not going to put embellishments on just yet, but I am going to, I think I'm going to sew with red thread. And I'm going to put some up here and put some down here. I've got black here already, but I think we just need something. It's looking a little bit plain to me. So I'm going to remove my magnets. And I've got my embellishments right there so that the kittens don't get them. Let's see what my thread choices are today. Oh shoot, I still need to finish sorting my threads. I bought new colors and forgot to finish sorting. Yep, candy apple. Candy apple for the win. I thought I was going to use black, so I left black threaded, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go with red. Not the Band-Aids. Okay, so, and because I want, the map is a little bit quirky as far as wheels and turns and stuff like that, so because I want it to be a little quirky, I'm going to use my needle tool. We talked about this yesterday in the live. My needle tool is this lethal contraption that I bought from the sewing section of a craft store. And I keep it in a box totally by itself because it hurts if you jam yourself with it. So it is just a wheel with a bunch of needles on it. And what I'm doing is just making some holes. Just like that. And then of course you've got those. Now I will have to go back through with my pokey stick because it doesn't make complete all the way through holes. It will give you a guideline. So I will be going back in with my pokey stick and opening those holes up for the needle. Okay, so let's get our pokey stick and open some holes really quickly. And actually, I'm going to go in from the back side just so I can see. Nope. And some of these, you can see indentions where the hole is supposed to be, but it didn't even go all the way through. So this is where it will give you a guideline, but you still need to go back through and poke your holes. Getting my footstool. There we go. We're just going to do a pokey stick. Again, to me, stitching just adds that little bit of extra that you wouldn't ordinarily get. When I saw Allison Davis teaching how to stitch, I about lost my mind because I love hand stitching. And personally, I think everybody should do it. It just, you know, although if everybody did, it would be hard to get thread. So I guess we all need to just do this in moderation. My arms are about to fall off. I did a lot of work yesterday in the library. Our house is a house that is supposed to have a formal dining room and formal living room. We don't do formal. We're just not formal people. So we turned what's supposed to be the formal dining room into the music room where we have the piano and my husband's guitar and that type of thing. And we turned, and my pants are falling down. Hold on, guys. We turned the other formal room into a library because we are voracious readers. So we just went and bought a bunch of bookshelves and lined that room full of bookshelves, filled it with our books, put 2 recliners in there, and it's where we go to read. If we just want to have a quiet spot, that's where we go to read. Well, it became a bit of a dumping ground, just for things that I needed to deal with that I just hadn't dealt with. You know, like a staging area for things that I want to get rid of. I would put in that room to, you know, get it out to my car and get it to the Goodwill, or we've got a place called Allen Community Outreach, ACO, where you donate your stuff to them, and they have a thrift store, and the profit from the thrift store goes to Meals on Wheels and stuff like that. So I always donate to them. But it's just, you know, stuff that I hadn't made it out to my car, and it's silly because, although in my defense, they did close it down for a little while, but you know what, it's been open for a while, and I still hadn't taken these items. So did that, and then general dusting and, you know, rearranging of bookshelves and, you know, finding where the cats had knocked things off tables and that type of thing. Just straightening up because that's also one of their favorite windows. And just generally straightening all that stuff up, vacuuming, and did all that yesterday. So now my arms are hurting. Because that's where my finished scrapbooks go. So I was lifting all of those, dusting around them, dusting the books themselves. Just doing a general tidy. And it made my arms hurt. But that room looks so much better now. And again, it's going to be another one of those rooms that once the studio is finished, this room becomes a guest room. The game room gets emptied out because I have a lot of stuff in the game room that I'm not wanting to part with just yet. Because if I can repurpose it, I'm going to repurpose it. And then if I can't, then I'll get rid of it. Once the game room gets cleaned out, then I'm going to put the exercise equipment back in the game room instead of in our bedroom. And then I would like to take those recliners that's in our library and put those in our bedroom. And then do the library, do a slash. My mom's got a roll top desk, so I want to put the roll top desk in that room. And do a library slash study in that, you know, turn the library into a slash study area with a desk and a printer and that type of thing. So we don't always have to run up and down the stairs to use the printer. If I want to, you know, print a recipe, I'll just be able to go into the study and get it off the printer. So that is my goal. I have a lot of shifting I need to do, a lot of repurposing, and finding items I want to donate and just getting it done. And we can't. We just gotta get the studio finished. Right now everything's in limbo. But it is closer than it was. I'm not sure if my husband's going to be able to work on it today. He wasn't able to do much yesterday because his daytime job it's one of those rare times he had to work on a weekend. And it happens so infrequently that I hate to get fussy. So he had to deal with that yesterday. And then he is working on a talk for a user group that he is going to be participating in. So he's got to get that put together too. So he may or may not get any work done in the studio this week. So I just have to be patient. I have to tell myself that his job is the reason I get to stay home and be a spoiled brat, retired housewife, and be able to make my YouTube videos and take care of my house and not have to work in healthcare any longer. So, and when I say that I'm a spoiled brat, I am a true spoiled brat. I acknowledge this. But on the flip side, after the stream, I have laundry to do. So, I also have to keep up my end of the bargain. Here we go. So we're just going through and poking holes. Well, the holes are poked. We're just opening them up to make room for the needle. And it seems like this would be extra work, but the needle tool does add the way that you can just kind of free flow the rolliness and free flow everything. It adds a certain quirkiness that you can't get with a ruler. So pardon for one moment. It was driving me crazy. This is where the white core for Close to My Heart paper comes in really handy. Because for some of these, all I can see is just a tiny little indent of white that's in the center of this paper. And that tells me where to poke the hole. Now for another layout that I did, I liked the pokey holes that the stick gave, or the needle tool gave by itself so much that I didn't even stitch it. Okay, so we're going to look for missed holes. Nope, okay. So the thread is not separated, so I'm going to separate the thread real fast. And then it should not take long to stitch. So how has your weekend been? What have you been able to accomplish? Are you taking the class with us? Are you one of the ladies in the Facebook class? If so, please say a comment. A couple of videos ago, someone was asking, could I use more wood paper in my sketches? Because, oh, it was the haul video, because I was showing the wood paper in my haul video. And yes, I plan on using more wood paper. That's, you know, I love wood-based paper. As you can tell, my background is wood. So I will be doing that. Let me get this thread separated really quickly. Forgot Biscuit is in the room. Okay, wind this up. Let me get this separated. I forgot he was in the room, so I gotta work quickly. Get a little bit more separated, that way I can just keep stitching. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, I don't want to separate too much because I would have to put it back on the spool. So let's just separate this much, and then we will see how far it gets us. Okay. I know there's parts you can't see when I go off camera, but gotta try. Alright, let me trim the end. He actually hasn't been in here in a while. He's been hacked off at me for, pardon me, bringing little brother home. But I keep telling him he asked for little brother. And he keeps arguing with me that no, he did not. So. So he's not come to play with me in my room because he's been mad at me. But Dumpling is starting to get a little bit bigger, so he's not quite so tiny. And while Biscuit will just haul off and smack him for no reason because he can, Dumpling is not quite the pushover he was before, as far as, my tongue's not working today, as far as just, you know, Biscuit just being able to beat him up. So hopefully we're about to get to the point where they become friends. Right now Biscuit just tolerates him, and Dumpling loves Biscuit to death. So they may never be snuggle buddies, but I wanted them to just kind of be each other's company if we have to leave the house, you know, go on a day trip, see family or whatever. And didn't want him, you know, didn't want Biscuit to be alone. Because when we first got Biscuit, we had Callie. Now granted, she was on her last leg, literally. We got Biscuit in, he was born in April. We brought him home in June. And day before yesterday was her 1-year anniversary of her death. So from June to October he had a kitten in the house, and then from October to, when did we get home, to July of this year, he was alone, and he did not like it. So his brothers would come over for a visit, and he would just perk right up and play, and you know, and then his brothers would go home, his littermate brothers, and he would get lonely again. So it was telling us that he wanted somebody. I think he really wanted a brother to move in, but his 2 brothers are different fur types, and I'm allergic to them. So while we can kitten sit them, we can't live with them. Shoni belongs to my mother-in-law, and Peter belongs to my daughter, and you can actually see him quite a bit over on her channel. I will try and put a link in the playback for her channel. Pardon me. She is a artist, so she does a lot of, her channel is more art as far as painting, speed painting, oil painting, that type of thing. So, but Peter is a regular contributor of her channel. In fact, that's Kayla letting me know she's awake. So at some point they're coming over today, or she is. Just letting her know that I'm live, so she'll either tune in or get her coffee and sit in the corner quietly and try and wake up. So I silenced my phone yesterday for the live yesterday, and then I forgot to turn it back on all day. So I'm not going to be silencing my phone. We will just deal with what happens. Although when this piece of thread shortens, I know it's a bit long. And I'm working in an awkward space. The farther you go from the edge, the more awkward it is to sew. So. But the spacing on this particular tool is really nice, and it's a quick stitch. So it's not anything that I have to concentrate on or count, or, you know, I'm not stitching leaves or swirlies that only looks good if you go in one direction, or so anyway, if you ever get a chance to go to Washington, D.C., I was thoroughly impressed. In fact, I want to go with my husband. I've been with of course, my sister-in-law and her family. My husband has been twice on his own for business, where he had to go for meetings and stuff, but he's never been for pleasure. So I'd like to go with my husband and see the sights together. It's been a couple of places like that, like, well, actually we finally did get to go to Salt Lake City together, but then quite a few years he went on his own for business trips, I went on my own for business trips, and then one year it just worked out to where the Close to My Heart convention was during a time that he could go too, so we went together. So that worked out really well. I just want to start traveling again. I love to travel. I like to be home. I'm a homebody, but I also like to get out and travel. To where you will notice a lot of my photos, especially now that my daughter is grown up, a lot of my photos are travel related. There's very few day-to-day photos. Hi, baby. She's watching. But yeah, now that I don't have any children at home and Girl Scouts and field trips and that type of thing, I do a lot of just travel photos. So, and if it's a year we don't travel, I don't have a lot to scrapbook. I think we figured out that 17 and 18, 2017, 2018, I might be able to combine those books into one album because I just did not have a lot going on. So I need to, hey Kayla, if you're watching, what time are you coming over today? Or are you coming over today? Or are we doing this tomorrow? Are you coming over really early in the morning? Up to you. Just, Grandma has started the chicken and dumplings because we figured it always tastes better the second day. So we made a gallon of chicken broth. Bought a couple of rotisserie chickens, deboned them, put one away for future use. We're making chicken and dumplings with part of one of them, and then we did monster salads with part of it. Okay, you are coming today. Okay, we're good then. And then we took all the carcass of the chicken with carrots, onions, all the waste product of the chicken, meaning the bones and the skin and the whatnot. And then I did parsley, salt, black peppercorns, a little bit of ginger, 2 garlic heads. That was the other thing I was remembering. And we just simmered it all dang day. Just all day. And then of course I strained it really well. And we ended up with a gallon of chicken broth. And we're going to use it to make chicken and dumplings. And we're going to do a normal batch of chicken and dumplings with just a ton of broth because that's our favorite part. So we're making what's called brothy chicken and dumplings. And Kayla, I bought some to-go containers. It won't go through. I bought some to-go containers for soup so you can take some of it home with you. And you can either eat it or you can put it in your freezer if you have room for your freezer. But we figured you might like to take some home, especially if you're still not feeling good afterwards. And I have a knot. I'm not going to fight that. I can't even get my finger around it to open that up. But anywho, so after this we're making chicken and dumplings, and then we're doing laundry and getting our stuff ready for the week. I've already done grocery shopping. I needed to do that. I needed to do that immediately when I got home. Just fresh ingredients type thing. Had plenty of other food in our storage, in our freezer. Our freezers were good. Our pantries were good. I just needed to go get fresh items. So, before and I know this is a scrapbooking channel, but we're going to go off topic for a second while I'm stitching. Before the pandemic happened, I had, in food stores, I probably had about a month of food in my pantry as far as canned goods and stuff to make stuff with. We don't do a lot of fast food. We don't do a lot of fast food, and we also don't do a lot of process as far as boxed, TV dinners and that type of thing. I really do make a lot of stuff from scratch, or as close to scratch as I possibly can. with the exception of scalloped potatoes. I cannot make those to save my life. It's not often that I want them, but I do have 1 or 2 boxes of those in my pantry. Because I've tried. That's just not one of my talents. But anyway, I had about a month, but when all this happened and restaurants were closing and people were getting laid off, my daughter works in a restaurant. Her boyfriend works in a medical warehouse. And I was just scared they were going to lose their jobs. And I wasn't sure if they were going to have to move back in with us or anything. So I made a separate pantry in my downstairs closet. So between my kitchen pantry and my downstairs pantry, I now have probably 6 months worth of pantry items. If you're interested in learning more, I do have some videos on that. Pantry Prep 101 and then Meal Prep 101, something like that, on my channel. Now I don't keep things like Spam. I don't keep ramen noodles. I basically looked in my regular pantry and went, what do we use? And bought extra of what we use. And then I stock my regular pantry out of my, what I call my working pantry. And then I restock my working pantry. So everything is in constant rotation. And then if friends or family need help, my daughter needs to pantry shop, or things go crazy again, I am in position to feed my family and take care of my family. And where that comes in really nice is now that we have a really nice balance of what we have and need, I really only have to go fresh shopping once a week, bread, milk, eggs, veg, and then I do a big restock every 4 to 5 months. So I'm good with that. That makes me extremely happy. I have a frog in my throat. So when I got home from the epic road trip, bringing this all back around to what I'm actually talking about, did a double check of my stores to see what the family broke into. And all I really needed was bread, milk, eggs, fresh veg. Everything else was good. And that is a very nice feeling. Pardon me. Okay, I've got 1 row done. I'm going to cover my needle really quickly. And be right back. Let me put my sign out in case anybody pops in. So I will be right back. Pardon. Mikey, I forgot to tell you that after I go to the line, I'm going to work on the. So if you get your feet with me again. So I'm not done yet, I'm still going. Okay. Took a tiny little break and told my husband when he gets a moment to bring laundry downstairs for me so I can get it done today. He carts it up and down the stairs for me. I wash, dry, fold, hang. He carts it right back up the stairs for me and puts it all away. So it works really well for us. Let's get to my foot. Hold on. But I also have to remember to ask him to bring laundry down. Am I going to sneeze? No. So again, like we did yesterday, I put my finger on it, and if there's no discernible difference, I just go ahead and bring it across. There's no advantage to cutting and taping and then taping it down again. So really what you're doing is just even pressure, even, slow stitching. You're going to end up with really nice stitched lines. I don't know if you can even see. Can you see what we're doing? The extra lights are kind of washing everything out just a little bit. But it is really cloudy outside. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. And see, if I was just filming this, I could speed up through part of this or skip it, and by magic it's done. But I'm actually liking the live format. You get to see exactly how long stuff really takes, or the struggle, or the oopsie, what was in my head didn't really work, you know, or what was in my head worked better than I expected. When you're filming, it's too easy to go, nah, I'm not going to show that one, and delete the footage, to where when it's live, I feel like I'm being a little bit more honest. So, that's not even your box, mister. That's Brother's box. He says, I don't care, it's my box now. Uh-oh. Okay. Hi. Are you awake? No, you're not? Okay. Oh, it'd be kind of cool if, with our next setup, I could do a kitten cam. Oh. It makes you want to snuggle him, but he doesn't like snuggles. He's not like Dumpling. The only person he wants to snuggle with is Daddy. We are getting there, with at least it's this page. Still have to do the other page, but that's okay. Oh no, I made a knot. Oh crap. Huh. I did it. I actually tied a knot in my thread with my needle. Now for this particular sketch, Allison only has stitching around the title. But you know me, I can't leave well enough alone, so. I wonder if I have red glitter paper. If I could make some stars out of red glitter paper. So I don't know if I have any. I'll have to look. Or I could use regular candy apple. That would work too. And spray some shimmer trim on them. Okay, I may need to, when I get done with this, I may need to look and check. We're not playing that game. We'd only need 3 stars of the big ones. And maybe some little bitty ones. Okay. Now with this one I'm going to leave the tail longer so I can reach over and have somewhere to put the tape to tape it down. So far so good. I am going to need some more thread though. There's no way I'm going to finish both with the amount of thread that I pulled. So if you see me reaching over, I have just a little flower vase that's pretty with a doggy poo bag, like if you have to pick up after your pet. And I keep it on the top of my desk as a tiny trash can. And then I also have a larger trash can under my desk. But the desktop one is just for, you know, small items that I need to throw away. But I got to look and that vase was the perfect size. So I thought, okay, that works. And I just put a bag in it because, you know, when you put stickers and stuff in, it all gets grody. So pop a little plastic bag in it and act like a kitchen liner type thing. That's one thing I need to go through, and I have 6 thingamabobs from when I did crops and stuff in my house. I may keep 1 or 2. I haven't really been using them lately. I may keep 1 or 2 and then sell the other 4. And then my paper racks, if we get it the way I want, my paper racks behind me, I'm going to sell. I'll keep 1. I've got 3. I'll keep 1, and then I'll sell the other 2. But little things like that, you know, that, you know, from when I used to teach and was a consultant, I had multiples of. I don't think I have multiples anymore. I doubt that I go back into direct sales. So I could just go back down to being a normal scrapbooker with a normal scrapbooker amount of stuff. And I will either donate it to, I've got a children's hospital locally, really, that I donate a lot of stuff to. And then I'll sell some or have garage sale. There's a local, once or twice a year, there's a, a scrapbook and garage sale that I try to get into. Pardon me. But I try to get into that, so what I may do is I may just put things aside. Take a bunch of it to the garage sale and sell it that way too. That's a good way to do it. Or I may just 5-mile it. Or I may 5-mile it, and if nothing happens, I'll take it to the garage sale. See, that'll work too. But I will not be getting rid of my card racks, because that is, or you know what, depending on my daughter's size that she does, one of those paper racks she can use in her displays. So maybe let her keep the white one for when she does vendor fairs and stuff with her artwork. She can use it as displays and keep her stock on it. I don't know, just kind of thinking out loud. But I'll keep my card racks because those were hard finds. And I can also every now and then do a vendor fair and sell handmade cards. So those will come in very handy. But I have 4 banquet tables. Just stuff that you accumulate when you hold crops in your house and teach in your house and stuff like that. My nose keeps itching. Bah, come on. You know what? This is the same section that keeps knotting, so we will just do our little trick here. There comes a point where you get tired of fighting with the knot. You just tell it to go bye-bye. Hold on. It's flapping in the wind. Come on. There we go. Ouch. Don't mind me, just doing a bunch of stitching. I might be able to get one more pass, and then I gotta change thread. There we go. Okay. If I had not have cut that knot out, I could have made it to the entire end. But I get lost in the stitching and I forget to talk, so if that happens, just bear with me. I'm not always a talkative person to begin with, so it does take some effort for me to carry on a conversation. Okay, last stitch on this page, and then I'll show you the stitches real fast, and then we'll move over to the second page. And I will need to separate some of the thread. Okay, so I haven't put any embellishments on yet, but this is about what we're going for. So let me switch over and get this other side. You may hear some, pardon me, some noise in the background. I have a serious frog in my throat. Sounds like Mom has started cooking downstairs. Really, the broth is done, the chicken is done, and we just got to get the dumplings done. Let everything simmer, come together, and then it's done. Super simple meal. But when your baby asks you for chicken and dumplings, you make chicken and dumplings. Granted, we didn't have to make homemade stock, but when you got everything right there, you make homemade stock. I mean, the hardest part of the whole process is straining it. And actually, I've even got that figured out now. You know, you've got those, they're called spaghetti pots. It's a huge pot. You put the water in it, and it comes with its own little spaghetti strainer. You put the spaghetti in that, and then when you lift it up, it all drains. I use that, and I just dump everything in there. It strains out. And then you've got... You lift the insert out and it's got all the bones and the herbs and the used up vegetables and everything in it. You toss that and you've got nice clean broth on the bottom. I also do that whenever I'm making bulk, browning up bulk hamburger meat. I put just a tiny bit of water in the bottom, and then to make steam, and then I put all the hamburger meat in the basket. Hamburger meat browns up beautifully, and all the grease falls to the bottom. So anytime I'm, because having browned up hamburger meat in the freezer is such a time saver. So a lot of times if I can find the 5-pound rolls on sale, I will just brown up 5 pounds at a time, put it in 1-pound baggies, and put it in the freezer. And taco meat, and chili, and I mean everything that recipe says brown meat first, it's done. And so I do that with chicken, and I do it with beef because it's just such a time saver. Hi, how are you? What are you doing? You're just gonna lay down right there? Yeah, can I have this? Oh, you want it? But I'm using it. I'm using it. Can I have it back? You're gonna make mommy give you kisses. You're gonna hold it down for me. I know, you're a good helper. Where you been? You been with Grandma? Biscuit is busting out of his box over there. Bah. There we go. Well, I was here working, buddy, until you decided to come up and sit on my stuff. Yeah. Got to thinking while he's sitting here, let me check his collar. There you go. You got room, baby. I need this. I need it. Don't use your nails. No. Don't use your nails. Uh-oh. Is brother waking up? Hmm? Come here. Hey. Hey. Don't you do it. Don't. You better get in your own box. Leave him alone. Dumpling. Leave him be. Get in your box and lay down. Leave him alone. Pardon me for one moment. There. Some space between you and Brad. Leave him alone. You got your own box. You don't need to be in his. I took 2 paper box lids, like if you're buying copy paper. And they each have their own paper box lid. And that is Biscuit's favorite form of box, is a lid. So anytime I have to buy new paper, they get a new lid, and I retire the old lid. So both of you knock it off. Don't be looking at me that way. You have your own box too, Biscuit. Lay down. He's not going to bother you. I have a middle schooler and an elementary schooler. Parents, you know exactly what I mean. And if Biscuit doesn't go to sleep, I'm going to have to kick him out of the room so I can separate thread, because it's not going to happen if he's awake. Dumpling will leave me alone and let me do it. Biscuit will not. And we may have an issue in the new room because they both like being in front of the window. But in front of the window is going to be my workspace so that I can take advantage of natural light. Good boy. Yeah. It's a good boy. Both of you go night-night. No, Dumpling. No. No. I know. Really? Really? He's gonna pop you. I'm not gonna discipline him if he pops you. We're about to have a cat fight. I told you. Why do you act so surprised? Now they're both sulking. Don't be mad at me. I told you, you're the one that got out of your box, walked over to his box, and started messing with him. I told you he was going to smack you. Okay, so we're going to tie the thread off, and let me separate some thread. Keep your fingers crossed that Biscuit lets me do this. Let me put these threads on real fast. Try and get my body in position to where maybe he can't see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to do shorter lengths because they're both in here. Well, there's one. So far, so good. do one more set. If he'll let me. I'm going to do shorter, that way I can get them separated before he gets a burr up his butt. Each one of these little tabs holds one skein of thread. And this was an unopened tab when I started stitching. So that tells you pretty much how many or how far your thread will go. Okay, so before I start stitching, let me and there's two, okay. I have another one of these boxes with more thread in it, the same, from when I would buy 6 and 7 skeins. So I was looking to see, did I have any more candy apple? Was I just down to 3? And if I did, or did not, then I was going to add it to my, I keep a list of my phone of replacement items that I need to get at the hobby store. So what I would do is I would do candy apple. Here, let me show you. Oh, I don't have the new list on here yet. When I'm done sorting my thread, I will make a new list of the numbers, the DMC numbers, which that list is on my Facebook group. But I'll put a copy of it in the lid. And what I will do is, if I'm running low or have to replace anything, is I'll put in my phone candy apple and then the DMC number. And that way, when I'm at the store, whether it's Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, whatever, you know, as long as they sell embroidery thread, I'll be able to replace what I'm using. And because it's on my phone, I don't have to worry about forgetting my list at home and then going, oh crap, I don't remember what it was that I needed. So, works out really well. But I found the spares, so I don't need to do that just yet. My goal is to be down to 1 box. Only buy 3 skeins of thread, keep 1 box of thread. I don't need to have 6, 7, 8 skeins of thread anymore. I did that whenever I worked nights, and a lot of my scrappy time was in the middle of the night. Well, when you run out of something in the middle of the night, you can't just run and go replace it. So I kind of overstocked on some things that would make it hard for me to replace if I was in the, you know, working. Thread being one of them. But now that I'm no longer working nights, it's not an issue for me during the daylight. I'm not sleeping during the daylight any longer. I can go to a hobby store when needed and replenish my threads or my adhesive, or, you know, well, I buy my adhesive from Pinwest, so I don't buy my adhesive there anymore. But general crafty supplies I can just go get. I don't have to worry about, oh crap, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, nothing is open, I'm going to be asleep by 7, you know. So I'm in the process of using my thread and getting it down to a manageable size. And just having the one box. Now what I may do is I may have current colors and retired colors. I may have to break those up because like right now I've got 80 colors of DMC or of cardstock. And oh, that's not going to work. And I don't have enough room in my box for 80 colors times 3 of DMC thread. So as far as DMC thread, I may have to break it up into current and retired. And that's fine too. Or I may have to have just box 1, box 2, and certain colors of the rainbow in one box and the rest of the rainbows in the other box. Don't know. We'll see. Right now, I'm just trying to get it all down to, I have 3 skeins of each color and no more. And now both boys are sleeping. Hold on, let's do it this way. Let's see if you can see. Can you see? Can you see? You can't see? Oh no. Okay, well, I tried to show you the boys. That's not going to work. Sorry. My heart was in the right place. Okay, so I have a couple of choices. I can either, because see if you look, there's a lot this way and a lot this way. I can either trim it off and start here, or I can start here, walk this way, then trim it off, and then come back over this way. And just utilize, you know, make your thread a little bit more conservative. So I think I'm going to do that. Because see, then we're only wasting that much thread versus all that. So I'll do this side first and then sweep back around and do the other side. Okay. There we go. Fixed it. Alrighty. My ears are starting to hurt. Actually, before I do this, to cover that, we're so close to being done stitching, it's not even funny. But I need to take a wee break. I'll be right back. Okay, got a bottle of water, and I pulled out a little baby Twix out of my refrigerator. Let it be getting back to room temperature. I have a little bit bigger than a dorm size fridge up here that actually goes in this room. So that's another thing that I can't wait, is to get my refrigerator back in my space. Right now it's in the game room. But water, drinks, a bit of chocolate, because everybody needs a bit of chocolate. And I normally just keep it stocked with water and drinks and stuff like that. Again, that was a throwback from when I did my crops and my classes and stuff. And then I realized I really like it, so I kept it. It's nice to have just spare water. There's itty bitty cans of Coke or something like that up here, so you don't always want to run downstairs to grab a drink. In fact, I'm considering buying a small Keurig, or even a tea kettle. A tea kettle would work. Buying a small tea kettle and doing a coffee tea station. Probably just a tea station. There's too much in my coffee that I'd have to go down and doctor to where I can drink tea. Just, I don't have to put anything in it. So, and a little electric tea kettle and some tea. That'd be nice. That's one thing. When I'm scrapbooking in the moment, I can go through some tea. Okay, where did I stop? Right there. Although, the bathroom up here is truly a spare bathroom. So there's nothing saying I can't have my tea in my scrap room, my tea bags and stuff, and just keep the kettle on the bathroom counter so I can have it in a safe location and have water access and not worry about spilling on my papers. So that might be a valuable option, actually. Because I have plenty of room on that counter. But I could just keep a small kettle. Doesn't even need to be a big kettle, just a small little kettle. I have to be on the lookout for a little 4-cup electric kettle. Come on. Why won't you pokey? There's my elbow. Okay, why are you not poking? Oopsie, skipped one. Okay, so now I've just got this itty bitty bit right here. So before I left on the trip, I had a night where I was just doing some prep work, getting some things organized for stuff I want to film, and couldn't sleep. It was the middle of the night. And I remembered that I had movies on Amazon that I had purchased. Now, when I worked, I had a TV in here and I had a DVD player in here. And I would just happily sit in here all night and watch movies. And for some reason, when I took the TV out, I forgot that I can play movies on my laptop. And I do it all the time downstairs. I don't know why it didn't dawn on me up here. Hey, you've got this beautiful laptop, utilize it for movies. But it just never dawned on me. I don't know why. Maybe because my brain is very much boxes, you know, that I have a box for this and a box for this and a box, you know. My brain is very made up of boxes. But I remembered that I had movies on Amazon, and I sat up here and I watched Ya Sisterhood and just played with my paper, and it was so nice. And I had forgotten all about being able to do that. So I need to start doing that again. I need to utilize my movie collection that I have in iTunes and Amazon. We have a bunch of movies on DVD, but we take those camping with us. We don't have TVs in our house, but we have 2 on the camper. And the reason is if you happen to have bad weather and you're stuck in a 32-foot camper, you want some entertainment. So I actually have a bunch of board games, card games, and we do take our DVDs with us every time because you never know, it can be gorgeous weather one minute and snowy, rainy, yucky the next. So I always take our DVDs with us when we go camping. If we don't need them, I've got them in DVD envelopes or notebooks. They don't take up any room. But if we do need them, we're very thankful for them. Yeah, I should have enough. Okay. Now the campgrounds would just open up. They're open in our area for day use only. No overnight camping. And I like to overnight camp, you know. And I like to overnight camp for more than one night. So I can't wait to get back to that. That is actually, the camper is a computer-free zone. You can take books, you can take card games, you can take everything but a computer. Now, we broke that rule when my husband was writing his book because he would need his computer. And weekends were very valuable time to be able to get that done. So I broke the rule while he was writing his book. And I would just film a ton of videos, and then I would take them with me and edit them while he was writing. And then when I got home, I would just upload them. But under normal everyday circumstances, the camper is a computer-free zone. We sit by the fire, we play in the lake, we do s'mores, we cook over the fire. Cooking is something we like to do a lot out there. We talk, converse, have family time. So quite a few years we'd have Thanksgiving out there. That's fun. And you wouldn't believe how many people go camping over Thanksgiving. It's a 4-day weekend. And there is nothing better than cooking your turkey over a campfire and smelling everybody else doing the same thing. And the cleanup is easier because 90% of your cooking is outside. So there's not a lot of pots and pans to do. And I have figured out, I do take extra crock pots because I figured out, I take the crock pots, I take the crock pot liners, and I can do a lot of the cooking in the crock pots, like the side dishes. And then my husband takes care of the turkey, and we have a feast. But we haven't been able to do that the last couple of years. I actually kind of miss it. That's the other reason why we got 2 cats. Because we do like to go camping. We do like to go overnight camping. And while Callie was just fine by herself, didn't care, would walk you to the door and go, bye, bye-bye, see you later now. Don't come back. You know, Biscuit and Dumpling are totally different creatures. And the couple of times that we left Dumpling to go run errands and stuff, or left him for a day to go visit family, he did not cope well. But yet if we tried to take him with us, he gets car sick. So they need a buddy. Now if it's anything more than weekend camping or something like that, we will definitely board them, or have somebody come in and check on them. But weekend camping, they can stay here. Okay, that's it on the stitching. I'm going to wind this back up, put it away, get hair off my shirt that's driving me crazy. Okay. Okay, so here's side by side right now. Let's lay out some embellishments. See what we have, see what we want, see if there's anything we need to create. Do I want that, or do I want vellum? Okay, so I need a bunch of little flags and some stars, because I do think I want to use stars and then a couple of big stars. So my question is, I'm gonna make a flag out of that. That's already red. Do I want to incorporate the orangey color? I think I do. So let's take this piece over to my paper rack and match it up. So the closest I have is Gold Rush, and that's going to be pulling out there's some tiny little arrows in this paper that is the same color. It's actually closer to Gold Rush than it is this. So I think I want to use those. So let's find ooh. Those are a bit longer than I want. Okay, these are the ones I want. Now, larger stars is 1 3/4. I love how she gives you measurements. That's the one. No, that's too big. Or actually, yeah, that's too big for my application. Let's go down one. Okay, let's do that. All right. So what we're going to do is set this aside. And I think we need, let's see if we can get that on the sidekick. And we can. Okay. So I'm going to set this aside really quickly. So I need 2 bigs and a bunch of littles. Okay, so there's my 2 bigs, so I can put you away. Now I'm going to be working on a bunch of littles. What are you doing? You sucking on your tail? Keep hearing a noise. Hello. What kind of thread am I? I am using DMC thread, and it is actually I might be able to find it this way. Hold on one second, I'll get you the numbers for it. Files. DMC. Okay. So I'm using DMC thread. DMC is a brand name in the United States. And the number that I'm using is 349 for candy apple. I don't know the brands where you are. I'll show you. I've got one right here. This is if I can get it for you. Let me take it off. Let me take it off and open it. That way you can see it better. Hold on. That's the brand, DMC. And the number that I'm using for the red is 349. So each of the, so like right here, where's my thing? Oh, come on, quit being a butthead. I'm gonna turn off the light real fast because it's causing a problem. Okay, so see that number, come on, focus. 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 Okay, well there's a number there. That number is 712, right there. Why aren't you focusing? That's the DMC number, okay? And then the actual label is right there. So I don't know the brands where you are, but that is a name brand for the United States. And then of course they've got all kinds of off brands that you can use. So, but thank you for the question. That's a good question. And then what I do is that particular brand is 6 strands, so it comes in 6 strands, and I separate it down to 3 strands, which I've done multiple times during this live. So you were able to see that. So I just stick with DMC because it is a national company for us, which means I can pretty much go into any craft store in the United States and pick up a DMC brand of thread. So if I'm at a crop or a retreat out of town and I need thread, it's consistent no matter where I am. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now I'm going to move to here and get a couple of these. Okay, so put that one away. And we'll go down to the next size. This one. Let me get it up. Okay, ordinarily I would separate these, but I'm going to leave them connected just for this application, because I might need teeny weeny little stars. You don't know. You can't get them apart. Do a couple more of those, and then I should be done. And then we can start the embellishment part. Okay, so I'm going to put these away real fast, and I want to look and see. Go back to those flags real fast. And while I've got this drug apart, I might as well just look and see about using these. pardon me for a moment. I have to crawl under my desk. Note to self, hang on to all pieces. Sorry, Dumpling. He's looking at me going, rude, Mom, rude. Okay, so I know I want to use this piece. Can I get, yes, I can get 2 of those out of that piece. This is just a little spare piece of that patterned cardstock. And I want to say these are little Lawn Fawn arrow strips. I'm not for certain. Jennifer McGuire featured them probably 2 years ago, and I don't remember, although a lot of her stuff comes off of Simon Says Stamps, so you might be able to find them on there. And then let's do a couple of vellum arrows. 1, 2, 3, okay. Just for some contrast. You don't necessarily have to use them all, but while you've got the equipment out. And I know I could just trim these out, but the equipment's already out, so. Might as well utilize my equipment. Oopsie. Scoot down. Scoot. Let's put these where I can see them, so I know how many I've cut out. You're done. 1, 2, there's 3. I need one more. Okay. Oh, here we go. I wrote it down. So it's My Favorite Things, hearts in a row, and it came with these, and these are the vertical ones. So I actually wrote it down. Imagine that. Okay. Okie dokie, so I need to do keep losing my score tape. I'm going to put my trash can down here because that's where I keep reaching for it. So don't want to cover, there we go. I don't want to cover this here. That's kind of partial. Do I want that? Do I not want that? I don't know. I'm going to leave that there for a second, see if it grows on me. Okay, so this is where I need to get a little creative because I want to use vellum. And I didn't think about adhesive. Dries clear. You know? Goes on white, dries clear. Let's try it, shall we? This could work or it could be a colossal failure. Never tried it before. But now seems like a really good time to try. I'm gonna let that dry for a second and then I'll cut it. Okay, so now we have here and here. Okay. I'm using the same concept. I might be able to just use a tiny bit of score tape. I know it seems weird at the moment. Bear with me, I'm not done. I like the arrow better. Okay, so now we've got I'm not going to use you. Well, that glitter got everywhere. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do is add some bitty sparkles. And then we will be finished. So bitty sparkles are a close to my heart product. It's like $3 for 2 or 3 sheets of these. But the bitty sparkles to me just add a little bit of something extra. To the layout without adding a lot of bulk. Alrighty. So I'm going to put all these back in the embellishments that came with the travel stuff. Put those away. Put the bitty sparkles away. And I think this is a completed layout. And so together, there we go. There might be something that I can add here later. If I find it, there might be a ticket stub or something like that that I can add here. I'll keep looking. I don't know if I have anything like that, or I may just leave it blank because it is such a dark layout. This pop of bright might just work just fine. But let me bring it forward and show you. Okay, so that's the right side, or the left side, I'm sorry. Here's the right side. And then together. So thank you so much for joining me today. I know that it's been, well, my timer says 3 hours and 6 minutes, so I know it's been a little bit of a longer live, but we accomplished a lot. So thank you so much. I know you have a choice of channels that you can be watching, and I'm very, very thankful that you choose to spend a few hours of your day with me. Until next time, bye.